In this video, you will learn what a flowchart is, how to understand any flowchart that comes your way in detail, because I get you guys, they are a little trickier than other questions. And lastly, you will know how to describe them and get a high band score. Hi all, this is Purti Chawla and welcome back to Leverage IELTS, brought to you by Leverage Edu, your trusted study abroad expert. Let's see what a flowchart question in the IELTS writing section is. We all know that a flowchart is a tool that helps make a process easier to grasp. An IELTS writing task 1 may ask you to summarize and write a report on a flow diagram describing a process. Let's discuss the process you should take when responding to a flowchart question. So firstly, you will have to look at the flowchart very closely. Here's an example. The diagram below shows how a central heating system in a house works. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Write at least 150 words. I'm sure we have all encountered diagrams at some point in our lives, be it making a Lego model or tracing the heart diagram in the 10th standard. Now here we have a flowchart. We should spend some time just looking at it, working out the stages of the flowchart and the connections between them. So firstly, you will ask a set of questions from yourself. How many steps are there? Are there any points in the process when two things are occurring simultaneously or where there are alternatives? Are there any cause-effect relationships in the diagram? Meaning, if something happens in effect to another thing. Now, we will move on to planning. उतनी ही excitement से, जितनी excitement से we all plan our trips to mountains. Always know what the examiner is looking for as you plan what to write and how to organize it. For a flowchart question on the exam, you must follow instructions and include all the key facts into the summary to receive at least a 7 band or above in task achievement. You should also include what they refer to as a clear overview, which is a line that summarizes the key takeaways from the information provided. Here's a sample question and we'll solve it in detail. I'll tell you how to prepare your answer with a proper structure. First, we will learn how to write the introduction. The introduction generally has 1 to 2 sentences. The first to state what the process in general is, and the second to point out some comments on the process, its relevance, its complexity, and so on. Now let's give this a try. This diagram provides an overview of a domestic central heating system. It depicts how the tank, boiler, pipes ensure a constant hot water flow to radiators and the taps. So you see, in the first sentence, we'll describe what the flowchart looks like, and in the second, we'll briefly state the process. Now moving on to the main body paragraph. Your body paragraphs will contain a sequential description of the flowchart. The cold water enters the house and is stored in a water storage tank on the roof. From there, it flows down to the boiler located on the house's ground floor. The boiler, fueled by gas or oil, heats the water as it passes through. The hot water is then pumped round the house through a system of pipes and flows into the radiators in different rooms. The water then circulates through the radiators, which have small tubes inside them to help distribute the heat, which warms each room. Some water is directed to the taps to provide hot water for the house. Lastly, your answer will have a short conclusion of 1 or 2 sentences. Going back to the paragraph, once the water has been through the pipes and the radiators, it is returned to the boiler to be reheated and circulated around the house again. See how I have used these linking words from, there, then, once, again, and reference words. For example, it, both, there, which. This is to keep a flow in your answer and keep away the answer from getting confused because there is so much that is going on. The words I have used: enter, stored, flows, ground floor, located, pumped, system, directed, heat, reheated, all of these are specifically related to the question, which also gives this answer good band because it shows a variety of words. I have to describe the process. Now, after describing the chart, it is also very important that you spend some time on checking things over. Checking means looking out for silly mistakes such as in grammar or vocabulary or punctuation or spelling. You'd be surprised how many avoidable mistakes occur under exam pressure. Also, make sure that you've correctly used articles, and, the throughout the essay. These small mistakes can really hamper your band. Plus, it won't take much time for you to correct them. I know sometimes flowchart questions can be overwhelming as there is so much going on. And we are no experts in these kinds of scientific processes. Still, if you think they aren't even asking you to provide your knowledge about them, they're just asking you to describe the chart and tell them what you're seeing in an organized way. It won't be hard if you go step by step in this question. So with this, let's end our video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing writing task 1 questions. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to make sure that you're notified of all the upcoming videos.